doing this video because I've been talking to some guys about training, particularly as an older guy, and how the way we train really needs to change to match where we're at in life. We can't train like we do when we were young guys. In fact, a lot of us that trained back in the day were doing a lot of things wrong then, and you carry some of those habits forward and keep doing them wrong as you get older. But three primary things I want to touch on. One is the way we train. The other is how we eat, protein requirements. And the third thing is recovery. In terms of how we train, we can't just walk into the gym and do 3 sets of 10 of this, 3 sets of 10 of that, and expect to see much happen. I talk to a lot of guys who say, yeah, I work out, but I don't really grow muscle. If you want to grow muscle, if you want hypertrophy, you have to push yourself. And that means really approaching failure. It doesn't necessarily mean failing, but it can. It might be that you fail on the last rep of a set. But you should be pushing yourself towards that, and maybe, to the point where I've got like one more rep in me and then I can't move this weight. That's what stimulates muscle growth. That's what creates the micro damage that's going to help you grow muscle. Here's the caveat with that, though. There are considerations, obviously, if you're going to be pushing yourself close to failure. You need to be paying attention to what you're doing. So a big compound movement, getting close to failure, could be really risky, and it might not be worth it. Right? You can mess up your shoulder, mess up your back, all that kind of thing. So you want to think about the exercises you're doing and making sure they're safe. So barbell bench press to failure, it might not be a great idea. It could mess up your shoulder if you've had issues in the past. I have. Dumbbells may be a better option. And even more than that, you may go to floor press, right? So floor press with dumbbells limits the range of motion, allows you to go really heavy and actually get to failure without risking, you don't need a spotter, right? And you don't risk overextending that range of motion with all that weight against the shoulder. There are ways to work around injuries or make sure that you're doing things in a way that are safe so that you're not going to get hurt and still push yourself. That's the goal. The other thing is protein. A lot of people, if you're not tracking how much protein you get in you, you're probably not getting enough. Our protein requirements actually go up as we get older because we're not as efficient at metabolizing and using the protein we take in. That doesn't mean you need 250 or 300 grams of protein a day unless you're a really, really big person, and you actually might. But for somebody my size, I'm 5'11", low 180s, I can easily require 150 grams of protein a day, maybe a little more, a little less probably isn't going to hurt. But the idea is you need to make sure you're getting adequate protein to be able to support that muscle growth and repair that damage, which is the third thing, rest and recovery. To repair that damage, you have to get adequate recovery. We overtrain, we overtax our system when we work out, any stressful thing in life, but physical stress produces cortisol as a response. That's great. It's a healthy thing. It's normal. But if those levels of cortisol stay elevated over time, it's actually doing more harm than good for you. It can hurt your recovery. It can hurt your mood. It can hurt your sleep, impact all kinds of things. And along the lines of recovery, sleep is also really important. If you're not getting good sleep, you're really killing anything you're doing in the gym. So you need to try to get reasonable amounts of sleep as a part of your recovery as well. If you got questions, hit me up. Comments, hit me up. You want to come train with us? Hit me up.